You ever had someone steal from you, not money, not food, but something invisible? Electricity. It started small. Every night, my solar system behaved a little differently. The lights would flicker for a split second, my backup battery would drain faster than usual, and my energy monitor showed strange dips I couldn't explain. I told myself it was nothing, maybe the inverter was getting old, or one of the panels needed maintenance. But the pattern kept repeating, always at night, always around the same hour. It was like something, or someone, was feeding off my power when the neighborhood was asleep. That thought stuck with me, and soon curiosity turned into obsession. I started double-checking readings, checking every cable, every switch, trying to make sense of what was happening. And then, one night, I realized, this wasn't just a glitch. Someone was stealing from me. I knew something wasn't right, so I decided to catch whoever was behind it. One night, I brewed a strong cup of coffee, turned off all the lights, and waited by the window. The street outside was quiet, nothing but the soft hum of crickets and the distant buzz of a street lamp. Hours passed, and I was just about ready to give up when I saw a shadow move across my driveway. My heart started racing. Then I saw him, the self-proclaimed HOA cop, walking like he owned the place, dragging a thick orange Tesla charging cable behind him. He didn't hesitate for a second. He walked straight up to my power outlet, plugged in, and leaned back against his shiny car, scrolling on his phone while my power flowed into his battery. In that moment, the mystery ended, and the anger began. I'd finally caught my thief red-handed. The next morning, I decided to confront him. He was out on the street, chest puffed up, strutting around in that ridiculous vest that said HOA cop, like it gave him some kind of authority. I walked right up to him and said, "I saw you charging your Tesla off my grid last night. You're stealing my power." He barely blinked. Instead, he smirked and said, "Neighborhood ordinance allows for emergency charging. I'm authorized to draw from community resources." I almost laughed. My solar system wasn't a community resource. I bought every panel, every wire, every piece of it. There was nothing official about what he was doing. But the worst part was his attitude, like I was the one out of line for catching him. He wasn't sorry, not even embarrassed. He really believed he could get away with it just because he called himself a cop. After that day, I stopped wasting my breath arguing. I wanted action, not excuses. So I called the county energy office to confirm what I already suspected. What he was doing wasn't just wrong, it was illegal. They told me it counted as theft of services, the same as siphoning gas or stealing cable. That was all the confirmation I needed. I went straight to my inverter, opened the settings most people never touch, and made a small adjustment. Nothing dangerous, just enough to trigger a surge if someone tried to connect without the proper grounding. It wouldn't hurt anyone, but it would definitely ruin their night. Then I set up a hidden camera facing the outlet, tucked it out of sight, and waited. Deep down, I knew he wouldn't stop. People like him never do. So I poured another cup of coffee and waited for my trap to spring. Sure enough, just after midnight, headlights slid across my blinds. The Tesla rolled up smooth and silent, like a predator returning to its favorite spot. He got out, plugged the cable into my outlet, and leaned against his car like he owned the place. For a few seconds, everything looked normal. The charging light blinked a calm blue, the screen lit up, power flowing steady. Then, my system triggered. A faint hum filled the air, and in an instant, the light on his Tesla flashed red. A spark shot out, followed by a loud pop that echoed through the night. His alarm went off, blaring down the street. He jumped back, cursing, completely panicked. I stepped onto my porch, phone in hand, and said, "You've been stealing my power for weeks. Consider this your last charge, on me." His expression said it all. The show was finally over. The flashing red and blue lights arrived minutes later, cutting through the dark. Two deputies stepped out, calm and serious, while the so-called HOA cop pointed at me, yelling about sabotage. I didn't even bother arguing. I just showed them the footage, clear as day, him trespassing, plugging in, stealing my power. The officers nodded, no questions needed. He was charged with theft of services and trespassing, while the HOA president, who rushed over to defend him, ended up facing her own charge for obstruction. In court, I won the case easily. Every stolen kilowatt was paid back, plus damages. The HOA fell apart soon after, stripped of its authority, and both of them disappeared from the neighborhood. For the first time in months, my lights stayed steady, my bills dropped, and the silence finally felt like peace. Sometimes, justice hums louder than any generator.